What if I told you your employer brand already exists and it's quietly speaking volumes about your leadership, your business strategy, and your company's future? Now ask yourself, is it telling the story you want it to? If employer branding is still sitting in HR as a support function or marketing as an occasional effort to push out a bigger recruitment campaign, your business is leaking value, trust, and clarity in every direction. In this episode, I'm going to reveal a secret and share something about employer branding that could become your secret leadership power. This is so unbelievable, yet so very logical that you're going to shake and nod your head at the same time, thinking, why on earth haven't we seen employer branding like this before? If you listen to this episode, taking it into your heart, what I'm revealing, you have opened the magical door to reclaiming employer branding as a strategic leadership function. One that connects the dots between the business mission, vision, strategic priorities, customer promise, the company culture, and organizational behavior, and including the most important thing of all, employee experiences. When it's done right, your employer brand becomes the AI of your organization, silently guiding your people in how to act, decide, lead, and grow. What's more, doing it right is based mostly on communication and messaging that over time alter the way your people think, feel, and act. Hi, my friend, and welcome back to the Story-Driven Business Podcast, where we decode what it really takes to build a magnetic business from inside out. I'm your host, Susanna Rantanen, known as the world's leading modern employer branding expert and strategist, creator of the Magnetic Employer Branding Method, and your personal guide to story-driven leadership and branding. Today's episode might just reframe everything you thought you knew about employer branding, because it's time to stop treating employer branding like it's a recruitment campaign and start seeing it for what it really is. Let me share a story. A company was struggling to implement a strategic shift. The leadership team had outlined a new direction, but 6 months in, nothing had changed. People were confused. Morale was dropping. Some teams doubled down on old habits. Others were frozen in uncertainty. The CEO was asked, have you connected your new strategy to how people are expected to behave now? What will doing our work well look like in this new era? He blinked. Well, no, he said. We've just communicated the vision. Here's the thing. Vision without behavior is just a poster. Story-driven employer branding solves this. It links the strategic shift to values, to behavior, the behaviors to the ways of work, appealing strongly to the kind of people who will thrive in your future. And that is when transformation begins. As a business leader, your everyday reality is filled with decisions. How do we communicate this change? Why are our people disengaged? How can we attract the right kind of talent? Why are some teams excelling while others underperform? At the root of most of these challenges is misalignment. Misalignment between strategy and behavior, misalignment between values and everyday decisions, misalignment between what leadership says and how the culture feels. Employer branding, when treated as a leadership function, fixes this, but only when we redefine what it actually is. Story-driven employer branding is not a campaign. It's not an ad. It's not about visibility alone. It's a strategic narrative, one that translates your business mission, vision, and values into lived, real experiences, into how your people work and are expected to work to deliver results, into how leaders lead to set an example to their teams on how to behave according to values and how to get to the expected goals. into the vibe in your meetings that empowers the participants to make decisions, take ownership, and excite others around them to follow, into how employees describe your company at a dinner party, spreading your business tunes, mission, and vision forward outside the company. It's about creating clarity that cascades from the top. Clarity about who we are, what we believe, how we behave, and what kind of person thrives here. That clarity turns into culture. Culture becomes your internal compass, and that compass becomes your employer brand. This is why I say your employer brand is what people say about your leadership and culture, especially when you're not in the room. When your people understand the mission deeply, they self-lead. When your team see how their work supports strategy, they focus. When your culture attracts the right behaviors, performance improves. And when all of that is visible to the outside world, you attract people who are already bought into that journey. This is where employer branding goes far beyond HR. It affects performance. It impacts retention. It shapes customer satisfaction. It fortifies your competitive edge, not just as an employer, but also as a business. Once you think about your weakest corner, the misaligned team, the unclear leader, the disengaged employee, that is where your brand leaks. The success potential flashes away ounce by ounce. When you build your brand story intentionally from within, those leaks become magnets. And suddenly, your people don't just understand what you're doing, they know how to be while doing it. Leaders, this is your opportunity. Imagine a company where every employee knows the mission, believes in it, and knows how to contribute. Every manager embodies the values in their leadership style. Every candidate you hire resonates with your way of working. This isn't utopia. This is what happens when you own your employer brand as a leader. And it starts with this. Connecting your business strategy to your culture, translating that culture into behaviors, expressing those behaviors as the story of who thrives in your organization. Your employee brand becomes a living system, not a poster campaign, not a buzzword, not a hype, a system that runs through every interaction, decision, hire, and active leadership. Here's the ultimate vision. Your story-driven employer brand becomes the AI of your company, the invisible intelligence that helps everyone know what to prioritize, how to act, what success and great looks like here. It helps customers feel that consistency of your promise. It helps employees feel aligned and valued. And it helps new hires get it from day one. And it all starts with leadership choosing to step up and own the narrative. This isn't HR's job anymore. It's your opportunity to lead with the story. If this resonates with you, the mechanism to everything I shared today is inside my book, Story-Driven Employer Branding, Introducing the Magnetic Employer Branding Method. You learn exactly how to build a culture-led strategy, define your ideal organizational behavior, translate your mission into a brand that leads. You'll find it on Amazon or at storydrivenemployerbranding.com. Thanks for listening to the Story Driven Business Podcast. If you found this valuable, share it with another leader in your network, because this isn't just about branding. It's about building the kind of business people want to follow, work in, and buy from. My name is Susanna Rantanen, and I bring you story-driven branding in a world where attention is no longer a default. Until next time, keep leading with purpose and stay story-driven. Bye-bye.